Hey guys, Miss Charlie here with another makeup collection video. Today we will be talking about bronzers and contours. I have a little bit, I don't have a lot of them because it takes a little time for it to go through those, but I'm going to show you what I currently have in my collection for bronzers and contours. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with this Z palette that I have that has a few things in it. Has some blushes and some highlights and some contour and bronzer. This is the Makeup Geek bronzer. This is complicated. This is a contour. They don't make this anymore. Sadly, I did have a backup of one. I finally got through one and then I pulled out my backup, thank goodness, since they are no longer in business. But that's a very nice contour. I really enjoy it, but I use it as a bronzer because it is too light to be a contour for my skin tone. These two are from Pure. They were in a palette with these two plus two highlights. The highlights I didn't really like that much, so I ended up just depotting the contour and getting rid of the highlights, but both of these are beautiful. Finally hitting pan on this one. This one is getting down there. They blend beautifully. Perfect color for my skin tone. I love these two products, and then I just have some random blushes and highlights in this palette. But that was Makeup Geek and Pure. I got this palette from Complex Culture in a BoxyCharm recently, and it is currently in my project pan for the month of June. And it has highlights and contour in it, and I've just been mixing these two together because this one is a little too light. This one is a little red, but not that much. When you mix them together, they make a nice neutral color, and I've been using the highlights as well. But I have this palette from Complex Culture, and this is their Pleasure Points Baked Highlighter and Bronzer Quad. So it's supposed to be bronzers, but I do use them as bronzers because they are too light to be contours. But this one is from Complex Culture. And this Cover Effects palette, this is their Perfector palette in medium deep. I've had this for a while. I've traveled with this. This is a great palette if you're traveling. I don't use the finishing powder because it is too red for me, but the contour is nice, the blush is nice, and the highlights are gorgeous. You only need a little bit, just one dip into this, and with your brush, and you're good as far as contour. Very pigmented. Same with the blush. The highlighters are stunning, but we'll talk about those more when I get to my highlighters. But this is the palette that I use for contour out of this palette for Cover Effects. This one is the Tammy X Revolution. This is one of her palettes. She did two of these face palettes, and then she did a big eyeshadow palette. I have the big eyeshadow palette, and then I have the deepest one in the face palette. This one is in Paradise Glow. This is a subtle highlighter. I love an orange blush, but these two here, the bronzer and the contour, this is way too deep for me to be a bronzer, so I mix them together. So I just dip in one, dip in the other, and I use them as contour. But they are very nice, very pigmented. I've had this for, I think she came out with this in 2019, I believe. And you can see I've hardly even worn off the embossing because they're very, very pigmented. You don't need that much, but yes. So this is the Tammy X Revolution Paradise Glow palette. These two from Alamar. One I got in a BoxyCharm, the other one I think I got in a drop shop. I think this was the one I got in the actual box. This is a little yellow for me. I've tried to use it. It's too yellow for me, for my skin. These two I do mix together as a contour, but they're still kind of light. Oh, my light went out, sorry. Let me turn that back on. There we go. This looks darker on camera, but it's got more red in it, so I just mix them together to use as a contour. I can kind of use this one as a bronzer, but I just mix them together for a contour. And then this one is the deeper one. This looks yellow on camera, but it is a peach. It's a peachy color. This one works better for me than the one in here, which is more yellow. These two I mix together as a contour, and they work just fine. The embossings on these are very deep, so you could have to be using this a long time before you even take that embossing off, because they are very, very deeply imprinted. But you can kind of see on this one that I'm getting down to wearing that one off. But I really like Alamar. I have their blush palette as well, but these are the two that I have from Alamar Cosmetics. Okay, so I have this one here from Viseart. Comes in this really cute packaging. I got this in a BoxyCharm drop box. It's great for travel. I did travel with it this year, and it opens up like that, and it has a little cover. And this is a nice color bronzer for my skin tone, and these do come out, so you can pop them out. So if you have another Viseart bronzer that you wanted to use, or blush, you can just take it out and pop it in. Very travel friendly, small, magnetic. But this is the one I have from Viseart. This one from Rimmel I've had for a long time, and finally hit pan on it, I think last year, finally. I've had this for years, long time. It's perfect shade for me. This is in golden bronze. This is a blush, this is a highlight. I just mix these two together for either a glowy blush or a highlight. I love the highlight. I do love the blush, but I do mix them together. But this is a great drugstore palette for, I don't know if they go any deeper. I think this is the deepest one, but it works for me, for my skin tone, and this is the one from Rimmel. These from LYS, I love these. I have the two deeper shades. I got them both in a BoxyCharm. Open them up. This one is in No Limits. And this one is in, well, they're both No Limits, I'm sorry. This one is in Worthy, and this one is in Strength. So this is Strength, and this is Worthy. These are great contours for me. One's cool, one's warm. They work fine. They blend out like a dream. They are so good, and they are very pigmented. These will last you for a long time. One dip in your brush, and I can do my whole face. That's how good they are. They're very good. I love them. I love them. I got this one first, and then I was glad when I got the darker one. So if you use LYS, let me know your thoughts. I've heard about their blushes being good. I might have to try that, but these are their bronzer contours. Love them. These are contours, I believe. No, this is bronze. This is a bronzer, and this one is also a bronzer. Too dark to be bronzers for me, but perfect as contours. Then lastly, I have these ones from Wet n Wild. This one is in Queensland, and this is from their Dragon collection that they had a few years ago, and it's almost gone. It's a perfect color for me. I love it to death, and I'm gonna be very sad when it goes away, but I'm gonna have to use it up because she's getting old. But this one is beautiful, beautiful. I wish they would bring this particular color back, but oh well. I'm gonna put her in a project pan soon and go ahead and use her up. The Mega Glow contour palette, this I did use as a bronzer, but it is way too light for me, so I'm just going to use it as a contour so I can use it up. This is my second one. This is too yellow for me, so I can't use it, but this is my second one of these, and I just used that side. So this is also going to go in a project pan so I can use it up. And then I got one of the newer bronzers. This one is in Sunset Striptease. This is in Caramel Toffee. They also have another one as well in that color. This is a nice contour, not contour, bronzer for me. It looks light on camera, but it's more of a brown. It looks like a peachy brown. It's got a peachy undertone to it. Can't tell that on camera. It looks really ashy, but it's not. And I enjoy this too, as you can see from the end. There's an indent here on the embossing, so I enjoy this one as well from Wet n Wild. Alrighty then, so this is my bronzer and contour collection. Not a lot, but it's enough. It'll take me a while to use all of these up. Let me know if you've tried these, your thoughts. If you have any questions, please feel free to do so. I thank you all for watching. There will be more makeup collection videos coming soon, so please stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed and also follow me on Instagram. I thank you so very much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.